Tonight, the final seven players will compete at Lie, Cheat, and Steal to see who moves on to our March final. The only thing is, more than one of them could be a cheater. Welcome to the Lie, Cheat, and Steal March Cheatness Tournament.
How dare you impugn my fever?
Why didn't you listen to me?
All I heard was sexy babysitter.
I wasn't making fun of you. I was thinking about Emma Walsh experiencing estrus.
In the first two games, we had 5 players total move on, and they have added to our final bank a total of $220.31. You guys will be competing to add some more to the final bank tonight. We'll start you with the $10 as the other teams have been started with. You can add money throughout the game. If you vote out cheaters, you keep the money in your bank. You vote out honest players, you lose half of it. Before the game, I had everyone do 2 things. The first one was to pick a number off my board with cheaters and honest players, and everyone has chosen, as always, there is at least one cheater in the game. There is at least one honest player in the game. Beyond that, anything goes. In the first game, we know there was only one cheater because at the very end, they correctly voted that none were left. In the second game, we know 2 cheaters got voted out and 3 honest players got voted out. We do not know about Brian and Liz, who moved on to the final because they moved on. So everyone is chosen tonight. In addition, you all get to pick an advantage off the board here. 20 things. 10 are good, 10 are bad. One of them is immunity. So you can use these in round 1 or you can hold on to them. Alex, do you want to use your advantage in round 1 or hold on to it?
I'm gonna hold on to it.
Okay. Susan? John, do you want to use yours or hold on to it?
I'm gonna wait.
Okay. Tom?
Following the philosophy that there may not be a round 2, I'm going to use it.
All right. Behind number 16, Tom, we have for you no defense. So if you get accused this round, you do not get to defend yourself. Just to clarify, so everyone knows, you do know that Tom and Amy have played in this tournament before. We had 7 players ready to go tonight. 2 weren't able to make it, so they have chosen new identities to play again. So I believe they were both honest players last time, but it doesn't matter. They've picked again. So whatever they were last time is irrelevant. Amy, do you want to use yours or hold on to it?
I'm going to use it.
Okay. We have bonus rollover. Very good. So you'll start the game with 2 rollovers. Susan,
I'll use it, please.
the doubler. So all your answers this round are worth double money. Very good. So if they roll over to you, it just keeps adding double money to the bank. Aza, do you want to use it or hold on to it?
I want to hold on to it.
Okay. And CK.
I'll use it.
All right. CK, you have. Oh, you found the big one. That's immunity. You cannot be voted for this round.
Yes.
We know you will not be the first player leaving the game. Very good. You're on to round 2 automatically. So let's play our first round here. See how much money we can add to our pot. And then vote. First question of the night is this. Name the 10 Tim Curry films with the highest score on Rotten Tomatoes. Going to have 30 seconds to talk it out. This is theatrically released films, can be voice roles, can be live action. Then we'll go to Alex for her answer. Go.
Okay. This is the
Okay,
time for the
obviously.
queer in me to come out. Kinsey.
Rocky Horror, Clue.
You too.
Muppets. Treasure Island.
Which Muppet movie was he in?
Home Alone 2.
Treasure Island, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
About Hunt for Red October.
That's a good.
Time.
One.
Okay. Alex, you are first. Give me a Tim Curry movie.
Kinsey, the queer in me is coming out.
Kinsey is a good answer because it is his highest ranking movie on Rotten Tomatoes, 50 cents. Very good.
Oh, Cheater and he's coming out too, I see.
Susan.
Clue.
Clue. Yeah, number 8. $4. Very good.
Wow, that's high.
How that doesn't have 100% is beyond me, but yeah. John.
I gotta go with the Wild Thornberrys movie.
Wild Thornberry's movie where he played Nigel Thornberry. Number 6, $3. Keep in mind, if anyone gets a number 10 answer at any point, they get to pick another advantage off that board. Tom.
I will go with Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Rocky Horror, number 5, 250. Amy.
Somebody said Muppet Treasure Island. That's the one he was
Muppet
on.
Treasure Island.
Good with that
Yeah,
one.
he's great in it. 450, number 9. Asa.
What did I say earlier? Hunt for Red October?
Hunt for Red October, number 3. Yeah, 150. And CK.
All right. When I was saving for myself, I didn't hear anybody else say it was Charlie's Angels.
Charlie's
Oh my God.
Angels, you have found the number 10 answer.
Wow.
$5. Very good.
Nice.
So you will get an advantage in the next round as well.
Good.
Very
Convenient.
impressive. We will now go to our other teams and see if they can add to their bank. We do have someone from Team 1 here, so we'll go to MK first.
I don't know.
Nothing? Okay.
Nothing. Yeah.
Liz, Team 2, you got anything?
One, I'm gonna say I'm shocked that Charlie's Angels was reviewed well.
That was a good movie.
I liked it, and then I rewatched it and went, "Oh, this is horrible." But I loved Curry in it. Fern Gully.
Fern Gully. No, not on the board.
Fern
Okay,
Gully was
audience.
lower than
So-
Charlie's Angels.
Yeah. Who do we have from the audience? We have
I'm
Jared,
mad that I didn't guess Fern Gully,
Yeah.
even though it was wrong.
Jared and Beers. What do you think?
I can only think of bad movies.
He's in a lot of those.
I don't know. He was in Home Alone 2. He was in
That was what I was good. That was like the least. That was maybe the
I
best
forgot about
bad
that
movie I could think of.
I feel like Stephen King's It wouldn't have scored very high on Rotten
That was a TV
Tomatoes.
release.
That
so
was
that's
a
not.
Oh,
movie.
so there you go. He was in Congo. He was in National Lampoon's Loaded Weapon 1.
Okay, we're answering Home Alone 2.
Home Alone 2, I just looked it up. It has a 35% on Rotten Tomatoes. Does not make the board.
Is
Well,
that better
damn.
than Charlie's Angels?
Legend.
Yeah.
Legend is
Charlie's-
not on the board. No.
Finding.
Charlie's Angels got a
Oh,
68%
Legend,
on Rotten Tomatoes.
So close.
These last 3 are tough. I would not have gotten these either. You got the easy ones, and
about
also even Kinsey and Charlie's Angels. The Cat Returns.
What?
What was
It's
that?
an anime where he did the American dub. The
Oh.
Shout, a kind of obscure horror movie from the 70s,
yeah. Heard of it.
and Rugrats in Paris.
I'm again mad that I didn't think of the cat return. To be fair, I think I've only seen it once.
All right. Second question of the round. In what state would you find these U.S. national parks? Yosemite, Zion, Acadia, Petrified Forest, Mammoth Cave, Glacier, Grand Teton, Theodore Roosevelt, Hot Springs, and Voyagers. 30 seconds. Then we go to Susan. Go.
I mean,
Yosemite's in California.
Yeah, Zion's Utah.
Utah. Petrified
Mammoth Cave is
Arizona.
Kentucky.
Mammoth Cave
Acadia
is
is
in Kentucky.
Maine.
Voyagers is in Minnesota, I think.
Glacier's Montana.
Hot
Yeah.
Springs is in Arkansas.
Yeah.
Springs, Arkansas.
Grand Teton. That one, yeah.
Time.
Oh,
Susan, you're first.
I saved Teddy Roosevelt for myself. He's in North Dakota.
North Dakota, that is right. $8 and double to 16 because you have the doubler. Very good. John.
Glacier's Montana.
Glacier is in fact in Montana. Very good. $6 for you. Tom.
Hot Springs is in Arkansas.
It is very good. $9. We know our national parks. Amy.
Zion's in Utah.
Yep. Asa.
I know this because I went there in 6th grade. Mammoth Cave is in Kentucky.
It is, yeah.
We called it
$5.
Mammoth Cave.
CK.
Grand Teton's in Wyoming.
Yes. Wyoming. And Alex.
I know this because I live here, and one of my best friends is a massive nature nerd. Voyagers, or however you say it, is in Minnesota.
Minnesota, $10 plus you'll get an advantage next round as well. Very good. Cleaning up
Nice.
on these boards. Team 2, you get to go first. Liz, do you know any of these?
I mean, Yosemite's in Idaho, right?
No, sorry, it's not in
not?
Idaho.
No, all right.
I think you're
I'm
thinking of
back,
Yellowstone. Yeah.
I am thinking
Audience,
Yellowstone.
I don't
Beers,
know
you're in
anything about
California,
these.
right?
No, I don't know any of these.
Oh.
I'm no good.
Okay, I will guess Petrified Forest is in California.
no, sorry. Because they left you guys the easy ones, but apparently not. MK, do you have anything?
Acadia is in Maine.
Yep, and you can keep going. Do you have any more?
Yosemite in California.
That's right.
Nope.
Petrified Forest.
Very underwhelming when you go.
Is it in Arizona?
It is, in fact, in Arizona. Very good.
Nice.
All right. In the bank at the end of round 1. Very impressive. $90.50. You had the $10 started. Okay, 2 things to keep in mind. Susan's score is very high because she had the doubler. So all of her answers were doubled. CK found the immunity, so she cannot be voted for this round. Anyone else can be. Talk it out. What do we think? Who's the cheater? If Tom gets accused, he can't defend himself.
Okay, since I can't defend myself, I'm accusing everybody.
Amy, I find
I
it
will
hard.
say,
Oh, go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. I was just gonna say, I will say mine sounded suspicious as hell, but genuinely, it's like Kinsey, like I realized I was queer in my mid-20s, and when you realize you're queer in your mid-20s, you go down a lot of weird internet rabbit holes. And Voyager's like, I knew 2 of those parks. One was Mammoth Cave because I used to live in Kentucky, and one was Voyager because I live in Minnesota.
No. I'm gonna accuse Amy because I don't know a single 30 to 40-year-old who hasn't seen Muppet Treasure Island.
Okay, but you said 30 to 40-year-old, and I'm older than 40 by a lot.
That's a solid right
But
there, then.
thank you.
Yeah, I saw that one in the theater with my friends when I was in high school.
I only knew about it because my kids watched it.
Great movie.
It is not non-ironically a fantastic movie. For all the love people give Muppet Christmas Carol, go watch Muppet Treasure Island. So keep in mind there could be multiple cheaters in the game. You cannot vote for CK. I have been said a cheater fact. Cheater or cheaters now want a tomato curry because of that round. I need the 7 of you to please vote for who you think is a cheater. Send me those votes now. All right, votes have been cast. See who the first player leaving our game is going to be. And CK has the immunity, so let's start with her.
Voted for John.
1 for John. Aza.
I didn't get the name right. It was Alex, I think.
Yes. Amy, who'd you say?
For no reason, I said Tom.
Okay. Tom, who'd you say?
I said John.
John. 2 for John. John?
Amy did convince me with her rebuttal, so I went with Susan.
Okay. Susan, who'd you say?
Uh-oh, I said Tom.
2 for Tom. 2 for John. Alex, who'd you say?
See, John's suspicion actually convinced me, so I said Amy.
So that's 2 for Tom, 2 for John, no consensus. So we have ourselves a tie. Now, normally the cheater breaks ties, but because in these games there could be multiple cheaters, we have to have the tie broken by the highest scoring player of the round. But you couldn't vote a cheater out, so you do lose half your money. Yes, Susan's already face palming because she knows she's the highest scoring player of the round. And now she needs to vote out Tom or John. Who's it going to be?
No, don't make me do it. Okay, I'm only doing this because it's the funniest thing I could possibly do. I'm voting for Tom.
Tom, I'm sorry, you're the first player out of the game tonight.
I'm
have to
so
know.
glad. I'm so glad I used that advantage in the first round.
Tom,
The
were you
no
a cheater?
defense advantage.
Well, I was not no, I was a cheater. I absolutely was a cheater.
He was a cheater. Nicely done. You have found a
Oh,
cheater. Unfortunately, you don't get to
I
keep your
will
money because
say-
it was a tie, but you did find a cheater. We'll be right back on Lie, Cheat, and
Susan.
Steal. Welcome back to Lie, Cheat, and Steal March Cheatness. Before the break, our players had a tie. They did lose half their money, but in the tie, Susan did correctly identify a cheater. Tom is out of the game, back in the audience. So, because you have voted out a cheater, it's time to talk about another option of the game, which is no cheater. If you think Tom was the only cheater in the game, you can cast your vote this round for no cheater instead of voting out a player. If every single player votes for no cheater, great. If you're right, not only will nobody leave the game because you're right, there's no cheater, I will add $50 to your bank. But if you're wrong, you lose half your money and a random honest player leaves the game. It has to be a unanimous decision and you have to be right. Otherwise, you're just throwing away your vote. So keep in mind, in the first game, we know there was only one cheater. You know, there were at least 2 cheaters in the second game. And of the board with 60 numbers on it, 36 had honest player behind them, 24 had cheater behind them. So it's up to you as a team to decide if any cheaters are left in the game. We will keep playing here. We have some advantages to give out. Alex and CK both found a number 10 answer last round, so they get to pick another one off the board. Alex, what would you like?
I'll go with number 11.
Number 11. And CK.
6.
6. I know the immunity's already been found, so still plenty of good things on there and some bad things. Alex, do you want to use one or both or neither? Advantage.
Let's do both.
Both. All right. Oh, wow. Okay. Not great.
Oh no.
So there will be no timer on these questions, and you can only give answers 1 to 5 on each question.
Ooh,
Oh.
okay.
So if your answer is worth more than number 5, it just won't count. John, do you want to use yours or hold on to it?
I want to use mine.
Okay. Behind number 13, we have $10. So 10 more dollars goes into the bank. Very good. Up to 55.25. Aza, do you want to use yours or hold on to it?
Yeah, I'll use mine.
All right, behind number 12. Oh, this is interesting. That is the peak. So you're going to DM me privately the name of one other player, and I'm going to tell you their identity, whether it's cheater or honest player. But you cannot tell anyone, oh, I know this one person. You just have to use it strategically. But privately
Gotcha.
DM me one player's name, and I'll tell you whether they're a cheater or honest player. CK.
It's funny. Last time was so good. I think I'm gonna sit on this. I'm afraid.
Okay. Very good. Move on to our answer board here. 10 of these are right. 10 of them are wrong. Which of these films did M. Emmett Walsh appear in? Legendary character actor, passed away last week. Raising Arizona, The Iron Giant, Nightmare on Elm Street,
Oh.
Primal Fear, Midnight Cowboy, The Prince of Egypt, Blade Runner, Ordinary People, McCabe and Mrs. Miller, Love Story, What's Up Doc, Paris, Texas, Knives Out, Kramer versus Kramer, Malcolm X, The Jerk, Mask, Heat, Reds, and Little Big Man. He was in 10 of these. John, you get to go first.
He hated the oil cans. He was in The Jerk.
The Jerk. That's right, 250. Amy.
Can I use a rollover?
You can, absolutely. Who do you want to roll over to?
I'll roll over to John.
Back to
Okay.
John.
Because I just rewatched it. He was the guy who reviewed the tapes. He was in Knives Out.
Knives Out, yes. 150. Aza.
Because I watched it for Movie Club. I know he was in What's Up, Doc?
What's Up, Doc? Yeah, $3. Very good. CK.
I'm gonna use my rollover. I don't know either.
Who do you want to roll over to?
I'm gonna roll over to Aza.
Okay, Aza again.
While I'm stalling for time, good choice of the Rockwell font or for the Game Boy, game board. It's good. Let's see. I don't think he was in Paris, Texas. He was in Ordinary People.
Ordinary People. Yeah, $1.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Alex, you got to pick one of the easier ones off the board for 250 or less. So pick an easy one if you can find it.
I have no idea who Emmett Walsh is. Apparently, he's been in things that I've seen, but I don't know who he is.
No.
So the easier ones are at the bottom or at the top.
The easier one you've got, just the easier ones are better known. So like the one for 50 cents is still on the board.
Got
The
it.
one for $2 is still on the
Okay.
board.
I was actually gonna guess Iron Giant just because if he was a big character actor, he probably did some voice work at some point.
Iron Giant, that is it's either wrong or it's above 250, so I can't take that as an answer. No. Susan.
I will say Raising Arizona.
Raising Arizona. Yeah, $2. He was in the Coen Brothers' Blood Simple, and then he cameoed in Raising Arizona. It's time for everyone else to give an answer now because everyone's gone. Audience, you are up. Tom, pick an Emmett Walsh movie.
Guys, I'm not sure. Was he in Blade Runner? I think he was, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Blade Runner?
Blade Runner.
50 cents, Blade Runner, yep. Team 1, MK.
I don't know. A Nightmare on Elm Street?
Nightmare on Elm Street. No, sorry. Team 2, Liz.
I'm going to say Heat.
Heat. No, sorry, not in Heat.
Sorry.
Back to the audience. Jared.
Emmett Walsh was not in Heat.
I don't know. He could have been like just hanging out in the back when something unrelated.
I wasn't making fun of you. I was thinking about Emmett Walsh experiencing estrus.
Oh. I thought you were making fun of him with like a machine gun and a shootout. For lack of a better guess, like let's try Iron Giant.
Iron Giant, it was right. It was just worth more. I'm sorry. So yeah, $4.
What about Big
Audience
Fan?
keeps going. So John, Jared, Tom's Beers is out buying a lottery ticket, or is he still here? Okay. Anyone who's here for the audience, shout out when you know.
I'm kind of thinking he was in McCabe and Mrs. Miller.
All right, McCabe and Mrs. Miller. No, sorry, you fell for the McCabe and Mrs. Miller trap again. He was not in. He was in Midnight Cowboy.
I always fall for that one.
He was in, no, he wasn't. Reds. Little Big Man. I think that's 10. There you go. Those are 10 he was in. A lot of great movies. All right. Moving on to the double money question here.
Including many episodes of Home Improvement.
Yes, yeah. That's not his most notable. Name the 10 most recent Chief Justices of the Supreme Court. No timer, we go right to Amy. Number 1 is the most recent, down to number 10, the 10th most recent.
I'm gonna roll over.
Okay, using the other rollover to who?
Thank God for that second rollover. Well, I wish I could roll over to Tom.
Right, that'd be great.
I'm gonna roll over to Aza.
All right, Aza, you're on the spot.
John Roberts.
John Roberts is the current one. $1, and you get to go again.
Oh man.
Or you could roll over.
Yeah, I'll roll over to CK.
All right, CK.
Boy, this is a tough one. I mean, Taft.
Yes, William Howard Taft was the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. The 8th most recent. There you go. CK goes again first because she got rolled over too. I'm sorry.
Alito?
Alito, no, he's not the Chief Justice. He's just a regular justice.
Thank
All right, now
you.
Alex, and you have to go 1 through 5.
Can I roll? Right.
You can roll over too if you want. Yeah. Rolling over to John. All right, John.
That was not wise. Um, I only know one name and I want to use it for mine. I don't know what to do here. All right, the only name I know because I'm learning about California is Earl Warren.
Number 4, $4. Very good. And now Susan.
Warren Burger.
Warren Burger is right. That is number 3. John again.
I'm going to use my rollover to Susan.
Susan again.
Always ask the Canadian. Rehnquist?
Yeah, so you're clearly more educated.
William Rehnquist, number 2, $2. You all got shown up by someone who's not even living in the U.S. Okay. Well, that's how it goes. CK got a number 8 answer. That was very impressive, I will say. Susan is the only player with a rollover left. So we are now going to go to our other teams. Team 2, Liz.
Someone named Kennedy. Statistically, there has to be a Kennedy.
Someone named Kennedy. No.
There should be a Kennedy there.
Not hyphenated. Someone named Kennedy, all one name.
Yeah. MK, do you have anything?
I don't have a Chief Justice, but I do have that nobody has figured out Frankfurter's stolen papers. Like they just disappeared.
Audience, Tom,
Like
Jared.
the 60s or 70s.
Okay, I know the names of a number of Supreme Court justices. I'm just not sure if they were Chief Justices. You know, Thurgood Marshall jumps to mind, but you know, I think it was, you know, I mean, it took long enough for them to put a black guy on the Supreme Court. I would be surprised if they made him if they made him Chief Justice.
John, no side bets as a current contestant.
John, you gotta call that 800 number.
Let's see. Brandeis.
Brandeis. No, sorry. Let's see who made the board. We
Yeah.
have Fred Vinson, Harlan Stone. These all sound like made up simple country lawyers and courtroom dramas.
Like that.
Charles Evans Hughes,
Video game list.
Edward Douglas White, and Melville Fuller.
These sound like M.M. Welsh characters.
In the bank at the end of that round, 83-25. Here are the totals for the round. A lot of rollovers used. Talk it out. What do we think? Who might be a cheater? Or do we think there's no cheater? Now keep in mind, Asa does know one person's identity, but he can't outright say, oh, it's this person. He just has to strategically convince people.
I don't know, with as many rollovers as there were, I'm not sure anyone is a cheater now.
That could be. Anyone have any thoughts? Interesting.
Where did Amy go?
I just want to point out, I actually know 2 people's identity because I know my own, of course. I don't want to get too technical, just saying.
Still trying to figure out my own.
Confession.
Would anyone like to add anything? All right, I do have another cheater fact here. The cheater or cheaters are pretty sure the M in Emmett Walsh stands for Muppet. All right, I need the 6 of you to please lock in your votes or vote for no cheater. But remember, if you vote for no cheater, it has to be unanimous. So all 6 of you would have to say no cheater, or you're just throwing those votes away. Lock in your votes. Vote has been cast. Time to see who the second player leaving the game is going to be. We'll start with Alex.
I voted for Susan.
1 for Susan. Susan?
I said CK.
Okay, John?
I went with Isa.
Isa, CK, Susan, 1 vote each. Amy?
I said John.
One for John. CK?
I said Alex. I'm just spreading it out.
Alex. Well, it seems like everyone wanted to vote. Everyone seems to think there's a cheater left in the game. Asa, we could have a 6-way tie, or maybe you're going to break this here. What'd you say?
Said, oh shit, what'd I say? I said John with an H.
2 for
Or-
John, and John
Yes,
is
it's
out
not.
of the game. Sorry, John. Once again, got
That's
2
the years
votes, but it
for
was
gone.
enough this time. And now it's the moment of truth, John. We have to know, were you a cheater?
Of course I was.
You have found a cheater successfully, not in a tie. You
Nice.
keep all your money. Very good. 83-25. John is out of the game. Will join our audience. 5 players left. Maybe there are cheaters left. Maybe there aren't. We'll be right back. Lie, Cheat, and Steal.
Okay.
Welcome back to Lie, Cheat, and Steal. 2 players have been voted out of the game tonight, and they were both cheaters. So maybe there aren't any left, or maybe there are. We'll play 2 more questions, see how our players do, and see what they decide. CK, you're sitting on 1 advantage still. Do you want to use it or hold on to it?
Use it.
Use it. All right. Behind number 6, we have nothing at all. Sorry.
Great.
Doesn't hurt you, doesn't help you. All right.
All right.
Only Susan has her rollover left. Name the 10 most popular historic periods depicted in movies and TV, according to Watch Mojo. Could be like a decade or a war or an era, anything like that. 30 seconds to talk, and then we go to Amy for her answer. Go.
World War
I mean,
II.
World War II. Yeah.
Vietnam.
Middle
Wild West.
Ages, slavery.
Regency
Victorian
era. There's a lot of
1950s.
there's a lot of Austin movies, so Regency era, Victorian era.
Victorian.
Oh, Victorian, yeah.
The
Prehistoric. A lot of dinosaur movies.
Wild West.
What about biblical era?
Oh, the Wild West. That's a good one.
The Wild West. Yeah.
Time. Okay. And Amy, you're first.
World War II.
That is number 1, not surprisingly. World War II, 50 cents. Asa.
I'll go with what I said. That somebody said it was a good answer. Wild West.
Wild West, Old West, number 3, 150.
Hmm.
CK.
About Vietnam.
Vietnam is number 10, $5 for you. And you get to pick another advantage at the beginning of next round. Very good, CK. Alex.
Regency era.
Regency era. No, that is not on the board. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I thought that would have
Susan.
made it just for the many times that they did Pride and Prejudice.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's been
Susan's
a
favorite.
million Pride and Prejudices, and now no one will shut up about Bridgerton, which is also Regency era. So I'm like,
Richardson, that's like the child's bear of the Regency era, right? Susan.
Everybody's always thinking about it. So the ancient Roman era.
Oh, that's
Ancient Rome. Yeah, very good. $2.
good.
All right. So we go to our audience now. John, you're the most recent.
I'm gonna go with Civil War.
The Civil War. Surprisingly, not on the board.
Oh,
No.
good guess.
Yeah, I had to double check because I really would have thought so. Okay, team 1, MK.
1950s.
The 1950s. No. And team 2,
Another
Liz.
great guess.
Yeah.
World War One.
World War One. No, sorry. Tough question.
Right.
Who made the board? French Revolution, Victorian era, ancient Greece, Roaring 20s, 1970s, which is very similar to number 10, but not quite the exact same. So, got a couple of those. Moving on.
There was a whole
Name
show
a
about the
kind of
70s.
song in these song titles. All of these song titles have a kind of song in them. Bohemian blank, Hallelujah blank, Party Rock blank, Bittersweet blank, The Blank of Bilbo Baggins, blank to Billy Joe, blank of the Bells, Whiskey blank, Butchie's blank, and The River blank. 30 seconds, then we go to Asa. Go.
Rhapsody.
Chorus.
Chorus. Anthem.
Anthem. Was it
Anthem.
Bittersweet?
Symphony.
Symphony.
Symphony, yeah.
Ballad of Bilbo Baggins, I think. Is that Ode to Billy
Ode.
Joe?
Yeah, I think
don't
it's
know.
valid.
Ode to Billy Joe.
Carol.
Lullaby.
Carol Bells. Whiskey Lullaby.
Yeah,
Right.
lullaby.
Okay.
I don't know the other two.
Would
Time, okay.
Too obvious.
Asa, you're first.
I hate this. I know number 10. Should I? Somebody
Yes.
tell me if I shouldn't say it or not.
Do it. Back to the bank.
Go for it.
In my defense, I'm a 49-year-old white guy. Of course, I know a song by the band. It's the River Hymn.
So remember him, $10, and you'll get an advantage next round. It reminds me of that the tweet the comedy writer tweeted of, do I want to listen to the band? No, I'll just watch a Civil War documentary and sit on an accordion. and Robbie Robertson replied, oh, sorry, I'd rather write for the Cleveland show instead.
Oh my God.
CK.
Whiskey Lullaby.
Whiskey Lullaby, yeah, country hit from the early 2000s. $8 more for you. Alex.
Carol of the Bells.
Carol of the Bells, yes, $7. Susan.
Ode to Billy Joe. Billy Joe, not Billy Joel.
That's
a
Billy
different-
Joel.
There should be an ode to Billy Joel. He's so
$6. And Amy.
The Ballad of Bilbo Baggins.
Ballad of Bilbo Baggins is right. That
It's
classic.
a tongue twister.
Yeah. All right, Liz, you're up.
I'm up, and also Ian is available now.
Hello.
Okay, he can join the audience. Yeah.
Cool. I'll go with $4 Bittersweet Symphony.
Symphony is right. Audience, Ian, go ahead.
3 is Party Rock Anthem.
Anthem, yep. MK.
Hallelujah Chorus.
Chorus is right. Back to Liz.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Rhapsody is right. And back to the audience, Tom. Or anyone.
Yeah, this is not.
That's the
I
one
know a
that Dad
number of,
didn't know.
I know a number of Love and Spoonful songs. This is
Butchie's
not
Tune.
one of them.
It's
John
Butchie's Tune.
John knows it. John, go ahead. John.
Butchie's Tune.
Tune is right. Very good.
There we
$9
go.
and we swept the board.
Wow.
Very good. Right.
Hot
In the
Like
bank
Joe
at the end of
Hit-
round 3. 128.25. If you vote out a cheater, you will keep all of that. Here are the totals. You voted out 2 cheaters so far. Maybe there aren't any left. What do we think? Talk it out.
I think they might be gone.
If I was like, I don't think there's any more cheaters left, but other people think there are cheaters,
Then your
can't
vote's just worthless. Yeah.
Okay.
It has to be a unanimous vote. Otherwise, you're just throwing away a vote. So you have to, you want to be confident everyone else is
So
going to.
if I don't want to vote anyone out,
Yeah, you
I'd
can
be like,
vote for nobody
"No more
just to throw
cheaters."
away a vote, not make any enemies. Sure.
I mean, I don't know. There still could be a cheater because we've only had how many so far voted out? 3.
You're 2 for 2. Oh, you mean the whole tournament?
Yeah.
Whole tournament. There was 1 in the first game, 2 in the last game, and 2 in this game so far. So 5 voted out so far.
And how many numbers have been?
There were 60 numbers. 36 had honest player behind them. 24 had cheater behind them.
And how many numbers have been picked out of 60? Like how many
21.
players?
21.
Okay. Bless you.
I don't feel strongly that anyone left is the cheater.
I mean, it's a very low probability that there's another cheater. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Anyone want to add anything before we vote? Remember, if you vote no cheater, you all voted and you're right. Add $50 to the bank. If you're wrong, random honest player leaves the game. I do have another cheater fact. The cheaters who may or may not all be eliminated, thank you, viewers. I think that the most popular historic film period is the present day. All right, I need the 5 of you to please lock in your votes. Votes are in. Let's see how they went. Remember, players could vote for no cheater if they're confident. Aren't any cheaters left in the game? Let's start with Alex.
I said
One vote for no cheater. Amy.
I kind of have a feeling we were gonna lean that way, so I said no cheater.
Two for no cheater. If three more players say no cheater, we're gonna see what happens. See if you're right. Aza.
I also said no cheater.
Three for no cheater. All right, very good. See if the other two players did the same. Susan.
Oh, I messed it up. I said Aza.
That's Aza, which means someone is going to be voted out of the game. I'm sorry, no cheater voters. CK.
Oh
I
no.
was so upset with Susan messing it up that I voted for her.
Oh no, I'm sorry. We have ourselves a tie. You lose half your money. And now the highest scoring player gets to pick off the player of their choice. One vote Susan, one vote Aza. And I can tell you that the highest scoring player of last round was CK.
Oh, great.
CK, which of these players do you think is more likely to be a cheater, or just who do you want out of the game?
Well, obviously, I thought it was Susan, so I'm sorry, Susan. I'm going to have to say you.
Sticking with Susan, and now we have to know moment of truth. Susan, were you a cheater?
I was.
She was a
Whoa.
cheater. Nicely done,
Whoa.
CK. And yeah, good you got someone out of the game, I suppose. You don't lose a random honest player. Three cheaters have been voted out. We are down to four players. We'll be right back on Lie, Cheat, and Steal. Welcome back. The Lie, Cheat, and Steal March Cheatness. Three cheaters voted out of the game tonight. Very impressive. Are there more? Or have we found all of them? That's what we're going to find out at the end of this round, maybe. See how our players vote. We are down to four players. Two more rounds tonight to go. PK and Aza last round both discovered number 10 answers. They get to both pick advantages for this round, or they can use them in the next round, or just not use them at all. Aza, what number do you want?
Let's go with 17.
17 and CK.
8.
8. Aza, you want to use your advantage?
Yes.
Yeah, you do. Aza, you get an
nice.
extra vote this round.
Oh.
Oh, do I have to use it?
I would.
Okay.
If you vote
Fair
no
enough.
cheater, you don't have to, obviously, because you can just vote no cheater.
I just want to understand before, you know.
Yeah, I would recommend using it if you want to vote somebody out. And CK, you want to use yours?
I think I should.
Yep. Oh, sorry, minus $5. So 59.12 in the bank. And you get to give two answers per question now. So here comes the first question of the round. Excluding Marvel films, name the 10 most recent films that Mark Ruffalo appeared in. You're going to have 30 seconds to talk. Then we'll go to CK for her first answer. Go.
Poor thing.
It was just in Poor Things. Do like made for HBO movies count?
No, theatrically released.
Oh.
He was in Spotlight, I think. Was he one of the reporters in Spotlight? But was that too long ago? He works a lot.
CK, you get to go first. Mark Ruffalo movie, most recent.
Poor things.
Number one is Poor Things. Very good. 50 cents. Alex.
genuinely have no idea. I've seen so few movies in the past few years. I don't know. Oppenheimer. There were a lot of men in Oppenheimer.
There were a lot of white men in Oppenheimer, but he was not one of them. No.
Okay.
Amy.
I only know like some of his recent like made for HBO movies. I can't think of any other theatrical movies he was in. Besides, you know, like comic book movies. And I blew all of my rollovers. So I have no idea.
Nothing. Okay.
I think-
Try to think of another one for your next turn. Aza.
Boy, like I said, he works a lot, so I don't know. I don't know if he's in this and if it's recent enough. But was he in Spotlight?
He was in Spotlight. That's number 5 for 250. Very good. Back to CK.
I don't know. Was he in The Kids Are All Right?
He was in The Kids Are All Right, but it
I
is
was-
not one of the 10 most recent. No,
Oh.
sorry. Good guess,
I
Alex.
just thought of that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Okay. Amy,
No,
did you
not
think
a
of
clue.
one? No. Asa.
Mark Ruffalo watching this with a single tear running down his cheek. Well, I know this is too old. You can count on me.
You can count on me. No, sorry. You also wouldn't like Mark Ruffalo when he's sad.
Yeah.
All right. Audience, what do you got? One answer. Susan, go for most recent.
Me? Foxcatcher?
Foxcatcher
Dark
is
Water?
right. Very good.
Now you see me.
Foxcatcher number 6,
What?
$3. Liz.
I don't know why I just thought of this movie. But it wasn't in the first one. Was he in Now You See Me Too?
Now you see me too. Very good. $2.
That's so specific.
Back
quite a
to the
trick.
audience. Whoever has one.
Dark Waters.
Dark Waters. Yeah, very good. Back to Liz.
What was that HBO movie he did with God damn it.
The
It
HBO
was-
movies wouldn't be on here.
Okay, well then good because I can't remember it.
Where he plays twins?
I'll say he played Tim Curry in Muppet Treasure Island.
No, sorry. Back to the audience. Anyone? Tom,
Plot
Ada,
twist
John,
of the
Jared.
century.
Anyone?
Is $1 now you three me?
It didn't come out yet, actually.
I have one. The
Go
Adam
for it.
Project.
The Adam Project, number 2, $1.
Oh.
It was awful.
Anyone else have another? The top 4.
Well, he
Mark
was in the first Now You See Me, but I'm not sure if that's too far back. But I don't know. Anyone got anything?
Do you want to go for it?
Yeah, go for it.
Now You See Me. Oh, there
Number
it is.
9, $4.50.
Now we see that.
Oh.
Any more?
Begin Again?
The
I don't-
prequel, Do You
Again.
See Me?
I don't know how old
It's
that
number
is.
8, Begin Again. Very good, Ada, $4.
Wow.
Can I guess
2
now that I'm
left.
looking at his IMDb?
Anyone?
2 Mark, 2 Ruffalo.
Spotlight's on there.
I had not heard of either of these, so I don't blame you.
Normal Heart.
Infinitely Polar Bear.
Normal Heart was an HBO one.
Yes,
Yeah,
and
that's
thanks
the one
for
I was thinking of.
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, what
That
I'm
was
getting from
the
this is the
theater?
MCU completely derailed his career. Thanks for sharing those 12
All right.
years.
Name any member of these bands whose last name is in the band name. So just need the first name of band members, whose last name is in the band. Bon Jovi, Van Halen, Jonas Brothers, The Ramones, Allman Brothers Band, Hanson, Mumford and Sons, Emerson, Lake and Palmer, the Staple Singers, and Isley Brothers. 30 seconds, then we go to Alex for her first answer. Go.
I feel like Mumford and Sons has a Mark, right? There's a Mark Mumford.
There's
something.
there's one that does have an M for the first
Mark
name.
Mumford sounds
Yeah.
pretty familiar. Can there be more than one? So there can be more than one answer, or
Oh, yeah. Some of these have many,
And I
many
know-
last names in them. Yeah.
And the Jonas Brothers, like Kevin,
Joe
Joe, and Nick.
Jonas.
I was a teenager at that time, so Kevin, Joe, Nick.
Just a quick note. I know that with the Ramones, it's all stage names, but they all call themselves something Ramone, so that's good enough. Alex,
Joey
you're first.
Ramone.
I'm gonna guess Mark Mumford. I could be making that up.
Yeah, Marcus Mumford, very good. And he is the only Mumford in the
Marcus, that's
group.
what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, Mark is good for that. Amy.
Mavis Staple.
Mavis Staples is right. Very good.
Staples.
$9. Also, Pops, Cleotha, Purvis, and Navon. $9. Asa.
Let's see. The highest one I know. Zach Hansen.
Zach Hansen. Very
He was
good.
the-
Isaac,
he was the
Taylor,
young
and
one.
Zach. $6.
Oh yeah.
He's the baby. He's 43 now.
CK.
Greg Allman.
Greg Allman is right. Also Dwayne.
Oh
And
man.
we're back to Alex.
Joey Ramone.
Yeah, Joey Ramone. Also many others. Amy.
Joe Jonas.
Joe Jonas is right. Also Kevin and Nick, $3. Asa.
Also, I just looked up Zach Hansen's 38, so that's not even that funny.
Makes me feel better.
Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Isley brother. I'll play it safe. Eddie Van Halen.
Yes, Eddie Van Halen. Also Alex or Wolfgang.
Yeah.
And CK.
John Bon Jovi.
John Bon Jovi is right. $1. All right. Everyone else, we go to Liz first.
Is it Dom Isley?
Dom Isley. No, sorry, there's not a Dom Isley. Audience, what do you got?
Don't know why I
Okay,
thought
wait a
that.
minute. Give it to me. Give it to me.
Tom,
yeah.
what do you got?
The $8 answer is Keith, Greg, and Carl.
Yes, very good.
Wow.
And there is a Ron Isley.
Let's take a look at the Isleys. We got Ronald, Ernie, Rudolph, O'Kelly, Vernon, and Marvin. Very good.
Dang.
Tom, I'm kind of disappointed you only gave one name for number 10. I don't know.
Yeah,
Wait,
no,
there's a-
I never saw the Isley brothers. I did see Emerson, Lake, and Palmer.
All right. In the bank at the end of that round, you have a very impressive 99-12. Here are the totals. We're 3 for 3 at finding cheaters. Unfortunately, 2 of those were ties, so we'd have a lot of money in the bank. Talk it out. What do we think? Who's the cheater if there is a cheater?
So
gonna-
I think all of us except
I
CK
think-
voted no cheaters last time. Are we still feeling
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Oh
don't know
no, was
cheater.
it Susan? Okay.
Susan
Yeah.
and CK voted no cheater last round. Yeah.
Okay.
And Susan got voted out and she was the cheater.
Right.
Yeah. I feel no cheater.
No cheater.
No
Okay.
cheater.
Asa,
Okay.
you have an extra vote, but if you vote no cheater, obviously you don't need to cast 2 votes.
Okay.
I
well,
do
yeah,
have a
just in
fact
case.
about the possibly eliminated cheaters here. The cheaters want a Mark Ruffalo as Mark Mumford biopic called Mark Mumfalo. The 4 of you to please lock in your votes. All right, votes have been cast. See if we have voted no cheater or if someone's leaving the game. Remember, Asa does have 2 votes here, so let's see how this goes. But if he votes no cheater, obviously doesn't need to vote twice. We'll start with Alex.
Oh, cheater.
1 for no cheater. Amy.
No cheater.
2 for no cheater. CK.
No cheater.
3 for no cheater. So it all comes down to Asa. See if he went along with the team here. Asa, what'd you say?
I voted for CK twice.
He did vote for CK twice. So she has been voted out of the game. Betrayal. I love it. All right, now if CK was not a cheater, I think everyone is going to kill Asa. But we don't know.
Oh my God.
CK, were you a cheater?
Yes, you asshole.
Oh my God! I
Nicely
was gonna
done.
vote for you.
Asa saved
Oh
you a
my
lot of money and an
God.
honest player.
Wow.
99-12 in the bank. 3 players left. We'll be right
Oh
back.
my God!
Why
I had a
Cheaters.
feeling CK was a cheater.
To my fellow players still left in the game. That was my peak. I knew CK was a cheater.
Yeah.
I can't confirm
So,
that was his cheat.
I didn't-
Yes, used perfectly.
You don't have
Got
to. You don't have to worry
Missed it.
about me. I can just randomly stab her in the back.
Welcome back to Lie, Cheat, and Steal March Cheatness, and a kind of an unprecedented event. We've had cheaters voted out every round. 4 for 4. Asa made a big move last round and knocked CK out of the game. We were down to just 3 players. At the end of this round, they'll have the option to vote somebody out or vote no cheater. Anyone who is left after that, moving on to our final. So it could be 2 players, could be 3. We have 99-12 in the bank. We'll play our last 2 questions here and see how our players do. Name the 10 worst alcoholic beverages according to Taste Atlas. Gonna have 30 seconds to talk, then we'll go to Aza for his first answer. Go.
Worst,
Jägermeister. Uh, Fireball. Natty Light. uh,
Long Island iced tea. Are those bad?
Oh, that's a good one.
Okay.
Can they are they singular drinks or can they be cocktails or both?
Yeah, most of these are cocktails, but not all of them.
Oh, okay.
Aza, you're first.
So I'm at a disadvantage because I've never had an alcoholic drink in my life. So, but I said Long Island iced tea, and someone said yes. So Long Island iced tea.
Long Island iced tea. No, surprisingly, not in the top 10 or bottom 10, I suppose, in this case. Alex.
Does a Scorpion Bowl count as a cocktail?
What is that made up of?
I don't know. I've drunk it, but I don't know.
Scorpion
I don't know
bowl?
what I put in my body.
I'm gonna look up if it has another
It's
name or
just a
something. Just in
big
case.
bowl of
Scorpion bowl.
mixed liquors.
That's just like one of those gigantic, we pour everything into a giant bowl and put a bunch of straws and the table splits
Okay.
it.
There's so many different versions that I'm not actually I'm gonna give you another answer because it seems to refer more to the glass than the
Fireball.
Yeah.
Fireball. I don't know.
Fireball. Surprisingly, not on the board. No.
That should
Amy.
be. I have a personal aversion to Fireball too, but I was gonna say Jägermeister.
Jägermeister. No.
Should
be. Aza, back to you.
Sex on a or the beach.
Sex on a or the beach.
Which beach?
No. Alex.
I have no idea. I do not drink frequently enough to know booze names.
Any guess? No. Okay, Amy, one more.
Okay, so just to clarify, most of these are cocktails, but they could also be singular
Yes, correct.
beverages, including like beer.
Yeah, sure. Why not? American Lager, number 2.
Okay, and I was gonna go with Natty Light.
Oh, I've been drinking all night.
All right, $1, and we go to Liz now.
Okay. I mean, I was gonna say IPA, but I feel like that was covered.
No.
Yes.
Well, IPA is disgusting.
Oh, I love IPAs.
No, I'd second that. IPAs suck.
No, like I also don't like beer in general, so I was always going to be a losing battle. Is IPA? Can IPA count as my guess?
I'm gonna beer and lager are all number 2, so go ahead and give it.
Okay, cool. I hate Campari, so I feel like any cocktail with Campari in it might be a Negroni.
Campari. No, sorry, not on the board. Audience, I know a lot of people have been submitting answers. Who's confident?
I think I can confidently say Malort.
Yeah.
You are right, because that is number 1, 50 cents.
What
I thought you were trying to name a knockoff Merlot.
I want Merlot. We have Merlot
What
at
is
home.
Malort?
It's got the
It's
French
you
word.
order after your 4th Malort.
It's got the French word for bad in the beginning of it.
Who's got another?
Would I was gonna say, would malt beverages count towards American lager?
Yeah, that's all under beer.
Oh damn!
Like Mad Dog 2020 or something.
John had a lot of answers in the room. I know, John. You have one.
I'll go ahead and I'll put cement mixer up there.
Cement mixer. No. Let's see what's
Damn.
on the board. Yeah, I know a few of these were said. We have sidecar.
Irish Carbo.
I don't even know all of these. Wine cooler.
Oh, wine cooler.
Orange crush.
Isn't that just a soda?
I'm assuming it has alcohol. Dirty martini.
And then I was like, no, too many people like dirty martinis.
Tequila and tonic.
I don't.
Irish
Oh,
car.
Irish car bomb is on
I said
there.
that. Yeah.
Also the most offensive name for a drink. Harvey Wallbanger
The second most offensive.
and Pox. Yeah.
What is
I
Pox?
don't know what Cox is.
Aside
I
from
don't know. It's apparently a cocktail.
Ew.
Very surprised about sidecar.
It's
It's
a-
literally just orange juice.
It's a spotted cocktail.
Huh?
Where's-
It's apparently pronounced posh, and it's a
Okay, sorry.
Mexican liquor made of
And number
corn,
10,
sugar,
Posh. It's a Mexican liquor.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm part Mexican. I've never heard of that.
Name any character who comes back to life in these pieces of media. The Four Gospels, Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker, Star Trek: The Search for Spock, Alien Resurrection, Pirates of the Caribbean: Dead Man's Chest, Family Guy, Dallas, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Prison Break, and The Dark Crystal. 30 seconds, then we will go to Alex for answer. First answer, go.
I mean, so there are 2 in the 4 Gospels.
Yeah, just any character.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I think in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Coulson? Because like he died in one of the few Avengers movies I saw, and then he was one of the main characters in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I'm nervous about that though. I mean, does he come back to life in the show? I don't think he does.
Okay, yeah, not in the show. I think it's like he shows up and then they're like, oh, he didn't die because blah 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 blah. Like
If
it's
it was a
classified.
character who was initially killed off and then they bring them back, that's good
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah.
That's good enough. I'm not going to be too picky here. Alex, you get to go first.
Yeah, I'll go Coulson then.
Yeah, they can undo a death just because like an actor came back. That's fine. That counts.
Yeah.
If they were by all accounts dead, Phil Coulson is right. $8. Amy.
Dallas, I'm gonna say JR.
JR, no, he was shot, but he actually didn't die and come back. No.
Oh.
Asa.
Oh. Okay, now.
After your explanation for Coulson, if came back but was actually a robot doesn't count, I'm gonna riot. Alien Resurrection is Ellen Ripley.
Yeah. I mean, it's in the title, Resurrection, so it counts.
Right,
It was
okay.
Sigourney Weaver playing the same character.
She was a
$4.
clone, not a robot.
Okay. It's called Alien Resurrection. Back to Alex.
I'm gonna go with Lazarus in the 4 Gospels.
Yeah, or the more famous one, Jesus. Very good.
Yeah, I was like, Jesus is too obvious. Lazarus.
We just celebrated it.
Amy.
Okay. In Family Guy, I remember there was like this big thing where Lois was killed, but then like during the trial she came back into the courtroom. So I'm gonna say Lois Griffin.
Yeah, that is actually right. Now that you remind me of that one, it's not the one I had, but that is correct. Yeah, Lois came back on the one episode,
Oh,
$6.
James Woods.
Also, Brian and James Woods. I guess that
So-
didn't count on what I looked up because that was like a dream episode, but that's fine. Very good. Asa.
Is Colin the cheater? What's going on?
It was a dream episode, so it's wonky, but I'll count it.
I'm gonna play it safe and say Spock came back in the search for Spock.
That is right. Spock in the search for Spock. All right, audience, you're up. CK, what you got?
Dallas, it was Bobby.
Bobby Ewing was the character who came back in the shower. Very good. I believe someone said Patrick Ewing, who was a basketball player. But Patrick Duffy was right. Liz.
Does comes back off screen or in the title scroll count?
Yes, that counts.
Okay, well, somehow Palpatine returned.
Very good. Palpatine somehow, or Ray,
Oh, you
$2.
could.
Back to the audience. Who's got one? Ian, anyone?
I got one.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Ian.
I was saying Michael in Prison Break.
Michael in Prison Break.
Oh, John.
No, sorry.
Oh, damn.
Oh, sorry, guys.
Pirates of the
did have
Caribbean:
one.
Dead Man's Chest was Barbosa. That's the second movie, not the third one where I think Johnny Depp's character comes back.
Oh, damn.
Prison Break was Sarah. Dark Crystal, Kira.
I knew
Okay.
Kira, damn it.
All right, Alex,
from
Amy,
Prison Break?
Asa.
Sorry.
122.12 in the bank. If you vote out a cheater, that's the amount 2 players will take into the finals. But maybe there aren't any cheaters, they'll be taking $50 more than that into the finals.
Is it still there could be as many as 3 cheaters? Is that how this is working?
There could be as many as 2 cheaters because you've actually voted out 0 honest players so far.
Yeah.
Wow.
All I
that's
guarantee
four
at the beginning of the game, yeah, all 2 of the 3 of you could be cheaters. There's 3 of you left. I guarantee one of you is an honest player because I promised one honest player at the beginning of the game. You haven't found one of them yet.
I do not think there are cheaters left. I genuinely don't think there are cheaters. I know I've said that several times. But...
I would be amazed if there are any cheaters left.
I mean, I think it all game theory.
I'm
but
amazed we made it this
It
far.
makes the most sense for us all to vote no cheaters at this point, right? Because that would be the most beneficial to all of us.
I have.
Yeah.
So if you, remind you again, if you all vote no cheater, and you're right, all 3 of you move on to the finals, and you'll take the whole bank with you plus an extra $50. If you all vote no cheater and you're wrong, you lose half the bank, and I eliminate a random honest player. The other 2 players move on to the finals with the knowledge that one of you is a cheater.
I know I've been wrong for the past 2 rounds, but like, there's no cheater. I
feel confident there's no cheater.
Yeah. I had to just mislead you guys last time because I couldn't reveal what I knew without getting possibly voted off myself. So
that's fair. You're reluctantly forgiven.
Yes.
Cheater fact: the cheaters possibly all eliminated. Think one eliminated cheater should come back from the dead on this show. All right, I need the 3 of you to lock in your final votes for tonight. Final votes have been cast. We have 122-12 in the bank, and if they correctly vote no cheater, they'll be taking even more than that into our finals. All right, let's see if they did it. Alex, we'll start with you.
No cheater, please, Lazarus.
Three rounds in a row, you have consistently voted no cheater. You're very adamant there's no cheater. Amy.
No cheater.
No cheater. All right, Aza, we know what happened last time. Let's find out again.
Why is there a gap there? Does that symbolize anything?
No, it symbolizes CK got eliminated last round.
I voted for no cheater as well.
Okay, that is 3 votes for no cheater, which means you've done it. You have all voted no cheater. If you are in fact all right, great. Everyone moves on to our finals, and you take another $50 with you for a grand total of $172.12. If you are wrong, you lose half your money, and we immediately lose an honest player. Alex, Amy, Aza, I can tell you that there is in fact a cheater left in the game. I'm sorry.
What?
You've lost half your money, and Amy has been eliminated from the game. I'm sorry.
I almost voted Aza so many times.
Which means, Aza, Alex, congratulations. You are both moving on to our March Cheatness finals next week, and you will take 6106 with you. Let's check in on some audience bets if we can. Aza, Alex, you're taking 6106 into our finals, which means our 7 finalists are MK, Allie, Carmen, Liz, Brian, Alex, and Aza. They will all be competing for that final bank next week for the grand finale of Lie, Cheat, and Steal March Cheatness. Take a look at what the final bank is going to be. So right now, our final bank stands at $281.37.
Damn.
Few more dollars have been made by our other teams this week to add to that. So that's where it'll start next week in our finals, where our final 7 players will compete for all the money. And we'll see you next time.
We've been having eclipse games at my office, and that's been a lot of fun too, to celebrate the eclipse. So,
what is an eclipse game?
well, along with my other stuff, I also lead the activities team. So we try to do all these, like team building exercises. But like I've got one of them, we've got these buckets that have puck lights in the bottom. They're black, and then we go to the top of these steps. It's like 2 flights up, but it has a balcony, and you drop these gray marble balls down, that the rubber balls, but they look like moons. You have to drop them into the buckets for points, so it's a lot of fun. You hit the puck light, and it makes, it's like an eclipse effect. And then we have a Plinko game that we built, but I made the disc look like moons, and they fall down onto like these suns in different positions. And I don't know, it's just goofy ass stuff.
That's cool.
Like that.
This is not goofy at all. It sounds awesome.
But we give out prizes like moon pies and eclipse gum, and
Hiring?
And if you would, the bigger prizes are things like those galaxy projectors that you shoot on your ceiling, or solar lights or chargers.
Jeez.
It's just something goofy that we do. It's a lot of fun.
CK, are you hiring?
we are hiring, so move to Indiana. It's so much fun.
Will you accept a remote position and also make me play Plinko as my job?
Is it Suicide is Painless or Suicide is Easy?
Suicide is painless. Painless the dentist.
Now,
Yeah,
to
the
be
show's
fair,
hilarious. It was a chicken. It was a baby.
to be fair, they took the theme song from the movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Which tries to be funny, but kind of just does a lot of crimes.
Yeah,
I thought the movie is hilarious.
The MASH movie is a hate crime. It's like it's shocking to me.
I love it.
I think it's great.
I'm an Almond fan.
I guess we're divided on the MASH movie.
MASH stands for Mobile Army Sexual Harassment. That movie.
Yep.
Oh.
I feel like a safe side bet is just Tom will have a more exciting weekend lined up than any of them.
Yes.
Just any given weekend.
That's not usually true.
It's an exciting weekend with case law spread out on his desk.
Yeah, exactly.
What band is Rick Wakeman in?
Yes.
I said, what band is?
I was trying so hard not to do a Who's on First.
Have you seen Tom's companion YouTube series, Pop Up, Lie, Cheat, and Steal?
I would watch that.
I should do one of those.
I don't understand what you mean by popular historic periods in movie.
Like an era or event where a lot of movies are set. Like if a lot of movies were set during the Crimean War, for example.
Oh, okay.
That's obviously not
the very
an
popular
Yes.
Crimean
Yeah,
War.
that aisle at Blockbuster, Crimean War epics. Right?
That's right.
I wish Netflix would stop recommending Crimean War movies.
You can only see The Charge of the Light Brigade so many times. Or was that a different war?
I never finished the movie.
There's all those poor men who died, and that's the legacy they have. Was it the Crimean War? I don't actually remember.
I pictured Emmett Otter in all of those movies.
Hey, Colin, can you also take out my joke about Emmett Walsh being in Heat?
I'm leaving that one in. Let's go in at the intro.
So called isolate that.
His family is still grieving. How could you?
Yeah.
He was only 122. He was so young.
I wasn't making fun of you. I was thinking about Emmett Walsh experiencing estrus.